Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. Here to provide a reflection on the African Cup of Nations. Obviously we tried to record this 3 times. Welcome's crying in the corner, so I'm just gonna record it by myself because even though I'm a newbie, I know how to switch it on.
You're violent.
So, obviously, okay, I'm assuming that everybody who's watching this has already watched the match. I hope you enjoyed it. We found it very entertaining. I found it entertaining, and I'm not even a football fan, and I thought it was funny.
Well, what team do you support, though?
We supported Senegal, and obviously we came here today to just give a little a little bit of opinion on what we thought about. I forgot his name.
Well, Brahim Diaz.
On Diaz, exactly. On that situation, did he fake it? Did he do it on purpose? Obviously, we disagree. So Welcome thinks that he had integrity. He thinks that he did it on purpose, and he chose not to. Personally, maybe I'm a little bit pessimistic. I don't know, but I feel like.
Okay, nosebleed.
I feel like, wipe your tears. I feel like I personally feel like he didn't do it on purpose. I think he flopped. I'm not saying he's not a man of integrity. I'm not saying he wouldn't have, in hindsight he would have made a different choice. But I just feel like I'm not a sports person either, but I do feel like as a sportsman, if I was putting myself into his shoes, you're in the heat of the moment, you're on the pitch, you're in your country, pressure, emotions and stuff like that, anticipation. I feel like you would just go for it. You would go for the win. Obviously I'm thinking about these moments as being peak moments of these guys' careers and stuff like that. So you're not just going to let one small injustice get in the way of that. I don't know. And I feel like he tried and he flopped it.
No,
and I think it's too easy of an excuse to then come out and be like, oh yeah, like I did it on purpose and stuff like that. Like, of course.
But he would never come out and say that.
He's not going to say that, but I'm saying he's not going to refute those rumours either, is he? Because what's the alternative? Oh yeah, no, I tried and I just did it really badly. Obviously he's not going to say that either, so it seems like we're never really going to know the truth, because he's not going to admit to basically doing it badly, and yeah, I think he got rattled. I think he got rattled by the mind games that they were playing. And
welcome back to Let's Talk Everything.
Oh yeah, that was the intro.
Yeah, because if you have the intro, you have to let people know. Did you even say your name?
Oh, I forgot.
Diabolical.
Can you say it?
Welcome to Let's Talk Everything. I'm your guy, Welcome, that talks about everything and anything. I've tried to do this twice. The first time, no audio. Second time, I didn't press record. I feel deflated, but I really want to give a match reaction.
You cried.
I did. Whoa! Let's not do that because it's online, and you can't just throw lies like that.
He was about upset.
I was upset. So this is what I mean. Women not respecting a man's emotions. So a man can't be upset. So you want to laugh to people that I'm crying. As I was saying, this is Julieta, my missus.
Hello.
That hello is crazy. You need to, lock that. So yeah, I wanted to do a match reaction because I joined you into the whole theatrics of yesterday's game because we all know that was absolutely crazy. And you've been watching football for a long time. You know.
I haven't.
No, I'm just saying, if you have.
Yeah.
If you have been watching football all this time, you know that you have never seen a coach tell players to come off the pitch, which shows, I think, integrity.
Oh, so you agree with me?
Yeah, but I never really disagreed with you.
With the Senegalese coach.
Bro, of course, bro.
Okay, no, fair enough. We had it, so we
because we
haven't spoken about all of it because.
I know because I was just being impartial. I was being a devil's advocate when I was asking you, but. I agree. He should have took off his players because they scored early before, and that should have been done and dusted. That should have been the game. That was not a foul. And as soon as I was seeing my man, I was saying to Julieta, he looks Congolese.
Did you say that?
I said he looks Congolese.
Yeah.
Bro, Congolese to Congolese. Moi, je connais toi. Moi, je connais toi. Toi, tu connais moi.
Okay.
Okay. So, bro, I said, search him up. DRC Congo. And then, listen, he was doing a mess for that game, and I felt like it was a bit unjust. And I think he's the coach of Senegal. Had every right to take the players off the pitch just to make a statement.
Well, exactly.
Just to make a statement,
exactly,
I think the players knew that they were going to go back onto the pitch, but they had to do some sort of mind games.
Yeah, they had to make a stand to show it's not just obviously speak with your words; it's also speak with your actions.
Because even your top 5 European league, the Premier League and stuff like that, we saw it a couple of years ago with Liverpool and Tottenham. Diaz scored a goal. VAR said, "Yo, that was a goal." He said, "No, we've already played on. G, we're not giving you that goal."
Yeah.
England versus Germany, goal off the line. Obviously, they made new technology now, so if the ball goes over the line, the referee will have a watch to say, "Oh, okay, cool." But when you have stuff like this, that's absolutely where you got the video assistant referee, where it's a monitor that shows that replay certain things, bro. That is there to help the referee. Man didn't take it, bro. Man gave it because the foul that the Senegalese player done on the I think it was Diouf that done it on the Moroccan player. He didn't call it as a foul. It was only for the VAR assistant say, "Yo, you need to check that." And of course, if you look at anything slow motion, it looks crazy. So, and I think Brahim Diaz, I think he done it. I think he missed on purpose. I think he had to miss on purpose because, and like I said to you, many times because I feel like I'm repeating myself.
You are.
This girl coughed.
Is that a bad thing?
Yeah, the sounding.
I know, but I had a tickle.
Yeah, no, but if you have a tickle, you have to suppress that. You don't, yeah. But listen, Brahim Diaz, I'm telling you now, if he won that, they will be saying smack about the African Cup, like the Moroccans. I don't know who. They'll be saying he doesn't want that on his name. That we've won this trophy because of just injustice when it comes to the referee.
I just don't think you would.
I think that's fairness.
You don't think you would. I don't think you would pass up an opportunity that big, in the moment, to be thinking through it like that.
No, I think he's brave. I think Brahim Diaz is brave to do that.
But then he's a sportsman. Are you not hungry? Like, you're hungry for the goal. You're hungry for the win. Like, that's literally why you're there.
Yeah, but I don't think you want
to pass all of that up. What?
Yeah, but integrity. No. I think it's integrity. I think in that moment.
And I'm saying he might have, but I just find it hard to believe that you would in that moment.
I hear that.
I think thinking it through, you can say, yeah, he would have been like, oh, do you know what? Yeah, maybe it is unfair. And But imagine your fans, boom, 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 in the stadium, right there.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, because they make those noises, don't they? They play things. I feel like, you're feeling the pressure. The pressure.
Yeah.
You're feeling the pressure. And I just feel like it,
I'm telling you now, I think Brahim Diaz, people might give you nightmares. They might flog you in Morocco. They told him, you better run. He plays for Real Madrid. They told him, you better run to Spain immediately,
okay,
bro.
Well, do you know what I will say? If he truly did do that on purpose.
Yeah, kudos to him.
Kudos.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You're a better man than me because, boy.
So this is one thing she doesn't want to answer. If you was in that position, are you scoring that penalty?
And I'm saying I don't
See,
know,
that's what I mean. People want to chat. They want to do chat. But then when it comes to make a decision, you don't want to make a decision. Because I'm saying to you people, chat. Let me know in the comments. I'm saying to you, I'm missing that penalty. You can flog me if you want, but I'm not doing it because I'm not going to win a trophy and then for people to be like, but you know that you wasn't meant to win that. Oh, imagine you got that par.
I'm there to win.
Yeah, no, but at what cost? At what cost?
Yeah, fair enough. But I don't think the cost for him would have been that deep.
What, if you won it?
Yeah. Because he's either getting flogged in Morocco or he's getting flogged by everybody now. If he wins it, he's getting flogged by everybody for saying it was an unjust win. And now he didn't score it, and he's still going to get flogged by people in Morocco. So it's a lose-lose for his own.
So you're saying if you had an opposition team, so the opposition team for you, they scored a goal which the referee said, nah, that ain't a goal, and you knew that was a goal.
Yes, the
and you have a
bad. It's not my bad.
Yeah, I hear it. No, that's a fair. Yeah, I do hear it, but I think in that moment, I'm just because you probably would have time to win it as well.
To win it back.
Yeah.
No, because you told me that if.
So if yes.
They had scored the goal.
Oh yeah, it would have been
then
collapsed.
it would have been.
Yeah, it would have been collapsed. Yeah, because
Exactly.
he
So
missed.
you wouldn't.
It was 0-0, and then extra time. Yeah, you wouldn't.
Exactly.
I think they would have been starting scrapping. I'm telling you.
Maybe.
I
Yeah.
say
Maybe.
Afrique, bro. You see, especially with African football, the pride that people. Not saying that other nations don't have it, but for me, like I know, like when I speak to people back home and the way, especially now, like Nigeria, football's going up in terms of like people watching it, and there's more coverage, the social media. You can tell that Africans love the football, the passion, bro. I said it, like Didier Drogba stopped the civil war of Cote d'Ivoire, bro, and they won. So it's that passion, bro. But I'm telling you, he's so brave to do that because for club,
If he did it.
I think I'm gonna.
And if he did, like I said, honestly, yeah, great guy. Great guy. But the question remains unanswered.
No, it does. It does remain unanswered. But shout out to Senegal regardless, innit? Like, we wanted them to win.
We did.
We rooted for them. Sadio Mane at the double as well. I think he goes up in there with one of the top African players. You know what I mean? He's proved it. Mo Salah hasn't won African Cup of Nations with Egypt.
It's tough.
If I'm right, let me know in the chat. I might get flogged for this if I got it wrong. But I believe that even Senegal beat Egypt in the final.
Damn.
In this tournament, Egypt and versus Senegal, Sadio Mane scored the goal to get them through to the final.
It's very good.
Why are you saying it like that?
I don't know. I just feel like we're getting a bit too technical.
Oh,
Doing all these throwback dates, I'm like.
No, but listen, I think people might have said that people are talking about how it stains the Africa Cup of Nations because it speaks on the corruption. Because obviously during this tournament, people have said, "Oh, the referees are buying X amount of like," you know what I mean? It's that sort of language, isn't it? Is that just the perception that people just have of Africa of just being corrupt? You know, the 419ers and stuff like that. Or because I don't think this taints it at all. I think we should.
You said to me that it speaks to the bigger corruption in FIFA.
Yes,
not just Africa, but just bigger corruption.
I think that should be the conversation too as well over there. But I think for African Cup of Nations, I think this shown that this has been a great tournament. Even if people like Jurgen Klopp would say it's not really a great tournament or Jamie Carragher. He's German. Jamie Carragher is Mondele. So it's unconscious biases.
I disagree. Obviously, no, with what they said, as in like I feel like we're obviously, and you said you kind of think this, but I think you can look at it that way. But you can also say that the players had integrity, they had values, they stood on business and stuff like that. They stood up to big corporations of people with just big pockets and not a lot of values, and they kind of it stood on their own 2 feet and really showed the big players, the corporate players, I guess, that they can't be pushed around. And I think that's a very heartfelt message that I think people can resonate with. Because like you said, it's not the first time that there's been corruption in football as well. Which is obviously why they had to probably come down so hard on the Senegalese manager to say you shouldn't have done that, because they're trying to make an example out of them. But they're trailblazers. They've sown the seeds, I think, of standing up to something which people have been silenced about for a long time. And I think for that they can be respected. So you can say, yeah, okay, unprofessional, no sportsmanship, blah blah blah, if you like, but I don't know. I don't see it that way.
There's reports obviously coming out today with the former coach of the Senegal national team. He's been suspended for bringing his players off.
I said,
So he's been suspended.
Yeah, but they had to do that. That's the thing. Because you can't just have people do. They're thinking, oh, now Senegal's done it. Oh, and any team might do it. Everybody's I think we have to maintain standards. That's what. So of course they're going to do something.
I agree.
But that's also what makes it so heroic as well, because it gives more press to the fact that they stood out in the first place, and what the manager did for us. He's
goated, but they didn't say anything to the Moroccan players that were trying to get the towel away from the other.
I do think it's a bit different to bring a whole team off. It's different from a few individuals like messing around versus
messing around. They're trying to take my man's glove towel away.
Messing around.
That's not messing around.
No,
the gloves need that. The keeper needs that.
It's a VIO, but it's also just like it's silliness versus a manager who's meant to represent a team and a country. Making a sort of statement, I guess, if you like. I do think it is different, but maybe don't get me wrong, maybe they still should have given them some sort of reprimand. Not necessarily on the same level, but I can understand.
Well, that's one of the children's. Thank you very much, people. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Take care.
Thank you.
This is our third time doing match reaction. Sorry, people, but this is what happens when it means it's bedtime. So